In the Pokemon universe, there are those badass Pokemon that everyone talks about, but no one remembers that for every badass, there is a candy ass. Everyone mentions the badasses, but no one ever gives the candy asses any recognition. And that's for a damn good reason. But I'ma talk about them anyway, with the honorable mentions of these guys. These are the top 5 candy ass Pokemon! Starting off this list of candy-assetry, we have Luvdisc. And Luvdisc's first symptom, which reveals its candy-assetry, is its weakness. Look at them stats! Well, 330 isn't that low since it hasn't evolved yet. Evolve. It really reminds me of something. Oh yeah, something this thing can't fucking do! With no evolution, Luvdisc has no potential to break out of its candy-ass shell and become something meaningful. Not that I care if it doesn't evolve. I'm never gonna use it. As well as stats and design, everything else about it doesn't help. Just look at its Pokedex entries. It lives in warm seas. It is said that couples finding this Pokemon will be blessed with eternal love. Ah, that's so kawaii. Get that kawaii shit out of here! And get a load of this one. Its heart-shaped body makes it popular. In some places, you would give a Luvdisc to someone you love. Now, let me tell you why that's bullshit. First up, let's go through this. Popular in some places. Some places, like none. Maybe Slayport, I don't know. And second up, would you really give a Luvdisc to someone to show how much you care about them? I mean, come on. Would you? To show my love, I present you with this deformed Frisbee. And if I were on the receiving end of that Frisbee, I'd probably react like, Luvdisc? I asked for a shiny Arceus, you motherfucker! You know what gives me the red ass? When someone actually hands me the red ass! And that is what tops this whole thing off. It's shaped like an ass! Flat booty 100% candy ass! Number 4, Azurill. Usually when you see one of them, they look depressed as hell, and with a puny base stat of 190. I probably would be as well, but at least it evolves so it can become a Azumarill eventually, unlike some candy asses. Since Gen 6 it became a fairy type, and similar to some candy asses, it's a water type. Yeah, water type. You know, just without the type. And the water. Even Magikarp is stronger. Not by much, but it is. Then it evolves into Gyarados, which is the complete opposite of a candy ass. So it's a badass. As well as the type it deserves, it gets a type that is completely unnecessary. By now I should know not to question the logic in Pokemon, or any Nintendo game, but it becomes a flying type. Which don't make sense. I mean, it don't got wings. You ever see Team Rocket flying in a Gyarados? Hell no, they just used it as a submarine thing. If it could fly, then they wouldn't travel in this candy-ass hot air balloon. The only flying-related thing Gyarados has is the move Bounce. Azurill's whole design is based around bouncing, but it doesn't get a flying type. Oh, I'm sorry. Your candy-ass water type has to evolve into a water type for it to become a water type. Am I missing something? I mean, it's blue, and its moveset is filled with high-quality H2O. But it's not. For now, they just made it a normal type. Normal is the most average type there is, and in life, the worst thing you can be is average. Or a scene kid. Or Hitler, I guess. The creators must have been like, no, you're too much of a candy ass to be a water type. There is a very high standard of badassery in the type known as water that Azurill just can't live up to. So, to sum this whole thing up, Azurill. It takes a special kind of candy ass to be a water type that doesn't resist fire. Number 3, a draw between Swirlix and its evolution Slurpuff. In the Pokemon universe, it's the closest thing to candy that we'll get. It's literally the candy-ass Pokemon. Swirlix is a cotton candy Pokemon that evolves into Slurpuff, the diabetes Pokemon, or the dessert Pokemon if you want to get all technical. But, in order to do this evolution, it has to be traded when holding Whipped Dream. First up, let's take a look at this. You'd have to be quite the candy ass to let yourself get whipped, especially in your own dreams. But wait, as the candy ass Pokemon, shouldn't they be way higher up on the list? Well, you see, once it evolves, it's not that weak. It's actually alright, kinda. But enough about statistics, just look at that move pool. Diabetes isn't the only way Slurpuff will try and kill you. With the use of TMs, its moveset has more variety in types and ethnicities in a Nintendo advert. Just look at all these types! You got your fire, your psychic, your electric, your fairy, and hell, you can even use it to surf. Just hope that dem Sharpedos don't have a taste for fairy cakes, but then again it doesn't really matter what goes up against it. It may be a candy ass, but it could go up against any type with this move pool. Even its weakness, Poison and Steel, won't do as much when it can learn Flamethrower and Psychic. So it would be higher up on the list, but it's the strongest candy ass of them all. Number 2, another draw with Volbeat and Illumise. Illumise? I don't know. Because they're the same. They're both equal candy asses, so who cares? Mainly Volbeat though. Volbeat looks more like a candy ass than the other one. Where the hell do I start with these jabronis? I don't know what exactly makes me put these two into the category of candy ass other than looks. Maybe it's because they're just another set of weak bug types. Maybe it's because they're just those Pokemon that you catch for completing the Pokedex to appease the professor. Maybe it's because it's a Firefly Pokemon, and that makes it sound a lot cooler than what it actually is. I don't know, maybe it's just because it just looks like a candy ass Pokemon. Number 1, Aromatisse. It's the fragrance Pokemon. Yeah, fucking fragrance. Quite the candy ass species you got there. It's the candiest of all asses. Swirlix is made of candy and still has less candy on his ass! First of all, unrelated to the whole candy ass thing, but the design of Aromatisse looks terrible. If I actually remembered that this Pokemon existed, I would have put it in that top 5 stupid Gen 6 Pokemon video I made. Wait, that means I have to take a Pokemon out of that list to make room for Aromatisse. Klefki, you've grown on me. Even though you're a keychain, you're still kinda cool. Get your ass out of that list! Hit the showers. Aromatisse, get your candy ass onto that list! But back to the candy assetry that's at hand. Aromatisse has almost every candy attribute that makes up what a true candy ass should be. Some stupid Pokedex entry about its candy ass activities? Yep. A move pool that you could hardly class as a pool? Well, it's actually alright. But it's like Slurpuff's moveset got downgraded, so yeah. Average stats with the speed of a crippled Munchlax? You bet your sweet candy ass it does. And it's all packed nicely into this fruitcake of a design, making it the number 1 candy ass Pokemon. I know the tagline is gotta catch 'em all, but come on! So it's a giant blob of AIDS, and not the good kind of AIDS that give you running shoes.